cool to have had the piano to throw in. There were a couple of places I wish I had a keyboard, but bringing you all the way up here for that rehearsal, this is not happening. Too hot. You look good where you are.
At this service.
That's what you want.
If there was a service for it, this would be the one.
Yeah, really. I'm not going to preview the sermon topic today, but I will give you a little bit of a heads up. We're starting with the most downbeat, unpleasant people, and every song we do is going to get a little more upbeat. So don't freak out when we get to the end of this one. Me and my uncle went riding down from Colorado, West Texas bound. We stopped off in Santa Fe, that being the point, just about halfway. Besides, it was the hottest part of the day. We led our horses into a stall, went to the bar room, ordered drinks real tall. 2 days in the saddle, you know my body hurt. Well, it being summer, I took off my shirt, and I tried to wash off some of that dust or dirt. West Texas cowboys roll over town with gold and silver, you know they're loaded down. Just after payday, you know it seemed a shame. And so my uncle, he starts a friendly game, and it's high-low jacks and the winner take the game. Uncle starts winning, cowboys got sore. One of them called him out, and then 2 more. They said, he's cheating! And that couldn't be. 'Cause you know my uncle, 'cause he's as honest as me. I'm as honest as a Denver man can be. One of those cowboys, he starts to draw. I grabbed a bottle and cracked him on the jaw. Shot me another, that one won't grow old. In the confusion, my uncle grabbed the gold, and we hightailed it off towards Mexico. God bless those cowboys, God bless that gold. God bless my uncle and rest his soul. He taught me well, boys, he taught me all I know. He taught me so well, I got that gold, and I left him lying there dead by the side of the road.
Good morning and welcome home to Live Oak Unitarian Universalist Church. I'm Reverend Joanna and my pronouns are she, her. Thank you for joining us this morning. We who bring a teaching of hope, we who bring a saving message, who welcome all in our doors, Hindu and Baha'i, atheists and pagans, straight, gay, lesbian and bisexual, cisgender, transgender, non-binary and intersex, all who are searching, seeking, looking for more meaning, more service, more love, all of us gathered here together. I'd like to invite you right now to put your smartphone on what we call the worship mode. That means it's not going to make any sounds, but you are still free, indeed encouraged, to text out things that you're hearing here, put some things on social media, maybe even send an invitation to a friend to join you here next week. Please rise now, either in body or in spirit, and join us in singing Open the Window and remain standing for our chalice lighting.
Open the window, children. Open the window now. Open the window, children. Open the window, let the dove fly in. Open the window, let the dove fly in. Mama and Papa are fighting like snakes. Open the window, let the dove fly in. Baby is a-crying like her heart will break. Open the window, let the dove fly in. Open the window, children. Open the window, children. Open the window now. Open the window, let the dove fly in. Open the window, let the dove fly in. Neighbors lock their doors, build fences so high. Open the window, let the dove fly in. Don't see what's discovered on the other side. Open the window, let the dove fly in. Open the window, fly in. Open the window, children. Open the window now. Open the window, children. Open the window, let the dove fly in. Open the window, let the dove fly in. Borders round countries, borders round the sky. Open the window, let the dove fly in. The only border close you is a border round your mind. Open the window, let the dove fly in. Open the window, let the dove fly in. Open the window, children. Open the window now. Open the window, children. Open the window, let the dove fly in. Open the window, let the dove fly in.
Our chalice today is being lit by Nova and Alexander. This is a congregation bound not by creed, but by covenant. May those in agreement affirm our church covenant now. We affirm a caring community of and for all ages, seeking wisdom, doing service, and living with integrity. In our diversity, our covenant holds us in unity as we celebrate our shared spiritual journey. Thank you. You can be seated. Whoop. Hello, my name is Colleen Beery, and my pronouns are she, her. One thing I particularly love about this church is how so many members pitch in and help. I encourage all of you to help out with the various small and large activities being held here and in the community. Together, we're stronger. I'd like to welcome any guests we have today. Thank you for taking the chance to walk through our doors and join us for worship. If this is your first time here, please stop by the visitors table so we can meet you and answer any questions you may have. This is a church that is buzzing 7 days a week. The definitive way to keep up with what's happening is through our weekly email newsletter. You can sign up for it at the visitors desk. You can also go to our website at liveoakuu.org and click on What's Happening. Live Oak UU has many ways for you to connect with our beloved community beyond Sunday. Opportunities are shared on our website and newsletter. One event happening this week is the Summer Solstice Observation, which will be held in our labyrinth on the grounds this coming Saturday at 6 a.m. Yes, you heard right, 6 a.m. to welcome the sun and the season. And now the call to worship. These words come to us from Michelle LaGrave. We come to a religious community from many paths and with diverse needs. If you come here seeking comfort, may your pain be soothed. If you have come here looking for answers, you may find new questions. If you have come here seeking purpose, may your call be awakened. If you have come here hoping to build a new way, may the path open before you.
Today is a special day in the life of our congregation. We are being transformed as we welcome new members who are going to bring new ideas, new desires, new energies, and new opportunities to us. And we are going to share our ideas, desires, energies, and projects with them. Our covenant securely grounds us, but it also resonates with new life. As George Kimmel Beach put it, people don't join a covenanted community, rather they constitute it. There is no it without them, and each time new folks join, the whole is literally reconstituted.
So there are 4 special people here today who have completed the necessary requirements to become member of Live Oak Unitarian Universalist Church. My name is Nancy Sheehy. I should have said that at the first, but I'm glad this church is open to any errors we may bring with us. My name is Nancy Sheehy, and my pronouns are she, her, and I'm part of the membership team and also in home team, which I invite you all to belong to at one time or another. But anyway, each of them have completed this. It's with joy that we invite up to the chancel Christina Barton, Tanya Buys, Megan Matson, and Richard Wayne.
And we also extend a special welcome to the children of our new members. We celebrate them, and we are so glad they are here. Today, the identity of all of our members, old and new, is changing. The congregation gets a new identity because you, our new members, change us. We are now your church. And you change because you can now add a member of Live Oak to who you are. Simply put, with these promises that we make to each other, you become ours and we become yours. Will the members of Live Oak Unitarian Universalist Church please rise in body or in spirit and join me in our words of commitment? We, the members of Live Oak Unitarian Universalist Church, welcome you into membership. We promise to walk along with you in your spiritual journey, to work together with you to strengthen this liberal religious community, and to make our vision for a just and peaceful world come alive. And you may be seated. And will the new members please say your words? Let us welcome these new members into our fold. Let us give them the best of our tradition, who we have been and who we are today. But let us also open ourselves to the ways in which they are going to teach and transform us and share in the construction of the community that together we are becoming. To our new members, neither churches nor their members are perfect. Sorry. If you hang around here long enough, one of two things, and possibly both, may happen to you. Eventually, the church may disappoint you, or you may disappoint the church. A time may come when we fail to act or respond to something that you are sure we should have. A time may come when you can't do something that the church asks of you. And it's not that what happened isn't important, it is. But what is most important is what happens next. As long as we live in covenanted community, seeking right relationship, our commitment to each other will be strengthened, and we will grow as individuals and as a community.
One thing I want to mention, because I think that we all older members need to remember this too, and it's from a book called Radical Inclusion by David Marina Sengay. He's a minister of education in Sierra Leone and an Obama Foundation Leader Africa Fellow. And he quotes Oprah Winfrey. Each one of us has an essential role in the whole of humanity. Each one of us. I think we all need to remember that. So old and new members alike, that we individually have something unique to offer the church. And how exciting that we can work together to find our own individual uniqueness, and we can help each other grow in that way. To unveil our unique gifts and discover them maybe with each other, and to share them with our crazy world that we live in. And so right now, Richard and Megan and Christine, Tanya and Christina, I want you to know that we have a gift bag for each family. Inside, you're going to find a small chalice. At Live Oak, it's important that what happens here does not stay here. We hope that you find ways to keep the chalice burning bright in your home and in your heart. Please exit the stage to your right, and Amy will, a member of the new member team, will give you your gift bag. Amy Starnes, who became a member last year.
Each Sunday when we gather as a congregation, we bring our joys and sorrows with us into this room. And when we ask for remembrance or celebration or prayer or thoughts, we make of this sanctuary a sacred circle. And we have one from Sabrina Hyde, She will be beginning some inpatient care today, and she asks for our prayers or healing vibes for her recovery. And Bill Dower shares, thanking the band members and their families, welcoming Laurie back, thanking Eileen at the sound desk for her many contributions to this and other services. For all of our joys and sorrows, spoken and unspoken, we bear witness with our care and concern. Please join me in singing.
Make us aware we are a sanctuary, each made holy and loved right through. With thanksgiving, we are a living sanctuary anew.
Rise as you are willing and able for hymn number 6, Just as Long as I Have Breath.
Just as long as I have breath, I must answer yes to life. Oh, with pain I made my way, still with hope I meet each day. If they ask what I did well, tell them I said yes to life. Just as long as vision lasts, I must answer yes to truth. In my dream and in my dark, always that elusive spark. If they ask what I did well, tell them I said yes to truth. Just as long as my heart beats, I must answer yes to love. Disappointment pierced me through, still I kept on loving you. If they ask what I did best, tell them I said yes to love.
Hello, I am Chris Jarman, she, her. I am your Director of Faith Development, and I have a story for you today. But first, I want to tell you that the nursery was closed, but now, because of the kindness of volunteers, it is open. So if you need the nursery, it is open. But first, there's a story. I have a question. Have you ever had such a big, mad, stompy feeling that you almost didn't feel like yourself anymore? Anybody? Yeah. That's what happened to a little turtle named Miko. Can we all say Miko? Miko. Yes, let's say his name. Most days, Miko was kind and he was gentle and he liked to build and he liked to play and he liked to splash in the pond. But one day, something started to rumble inside of Miko. Let's all rumble together. What made Miko rumble? His little sister crashed his mud tower. Splat! Everybody ready? He was angry. His face got hot. Can you touch your face and rub your cheeks like they feel hot? Yes. And his fists got tight. They got tight. Can you make your fist really tight? Can you make them really tight? Yes. Remember that thing about errors and grace? His shell felt too tight and too small. Let's pull our shoulders in. Let's make our shell like it's squishing us. Miko growled, "Why did you do that?" Can you growl like Miko again? Urgh. Miko wanted to yell. He wanted to stomp. So let's just stomp our foot. Miko wanted to say something really, really mean. Miko felt like a monster. Raise your hand if you've ever felt like a monster. Just for a moment, like you didn't want to stay there, but you felt it, right? Miko didn't like feeling this way, so he stomped over to Grandpa, who was sitting by the pond, and he says, "Grandpa, I feel like I'm turning into a monster." And Grandpa smiled. "Oh, Miko, even when big growly feelings visit you, your good heart is still inside. Let's tap our hearts." Miko sniffled. Grandpa said, "Do you want me to show you how to bring your good heart back out?" "Yes," Grandpa said. "Let's take 3 breaths and come back to our good heart. Let's all do it together. Ready? And 2. And 3. Now, Grandpa said there's more you can do with this to help you remember. Put your hand on your heart and say, "I'm right here." I'm right here. Now take a deep breath. Now I want you to notice your feelings. And let's all say together, "Big feelings are here." Big feelings are here. Take another deep breath. Now I want you to remember your good heart. I come back to my good heart. Take a deep breath. Miko felt his fists loosen. Do you feel your fingers loosening? Let's all opening our fist. His face cooled down. Let's touch our cheeks. And his shell felt just the right size again. Let's roll our shoulders. The monster got smaller and smaller. And Grandpa said, "Sometimes we feel like monsters, but really we're just turtles with big feelings." And Miko smiled, and he practiced his 3 breaths again, just to be sure. And the best part was, Miko knew that he could take these 3 breaths with him anywhere. And it didn't matter if Grandpa was there or not, he could still carry it in his heart. So, one more time, put your hand on your heart. I'm right here. I'm right here. Big feelings are here. Big feelings are here. I come back to my good heart. You can always choose again if you are a man or a monster.
I'd like to take just a half a second to fill you in. The idea behind this song is a couple of criminals who were robbing people in Mexico. One was an American and one was a Mexican. And the authorities figured out that the way to break this up was to get the American to turn the Mexican in. And this is their story. Plug everything in. Is that there? Living on the road, my friend, is gonna keep you free and clean. But now you wear your skin like iron and your breath's as hard as kerosene. You weren't your mama's only boy, but her favorite one, it seems. She began to cry when you said goodbye and sank into your dreams. Pancho was a bandit boy with a horse as fast as polished steel. He wore his guns outside his pants for all the honest world to feel. But Pancho met his match, you know, on the deserts down in Mexico. Nobody heard his dying words, but that's the way it goes. All the Federales say they could have had him any day, but they only let him slip away out of kindness, I suppose. Lefty, he can't sing the blues all night long like he used to do. The dust that Pancho bit down south all ended up in Lefty's mouth. The day they laid poor Pancho low, well, Lefty split for Ohio, and where he got the bread to go, well, there ain't nobody knows. All the Federales say they could have had him any day, but they only let him slip away out of kindness, I suppose. Now the poet sings about how Pancho fell. Lefty's left living in a cheap hotel. The desert's quiet and Cleveland's cold, and so the story ends with told. Now Pancho needs your prayers, it's true, but save a few for Lefty too, 'cause he just did what he had to do. Now he's growing old. All the Federales say they could have had him any day, but they only let him slip away out of kindness, I suppose. Yeah, a few old gray Federales still say they could have had him any day, but they only let him go so wrong out of kindness, I suppose.
So our reading this morning is actually a song. We're going to watch a video so you can read the lyrics. And it is from Epic the Musical. Let me set up this song. Odysseus, some of you are familiar with the Odyssey. Odysseus has won the Trojan War. He's looking forward to getting home to his wife and his baby. And in this story, the god Zeus has come to him in a vision and has told him that the infant son of the prince of Troy, if allowed to live, will grow up and become someone who will kill his wife, his child, him, and his town. And so what is it that he is to do?
You're as old as he was. Reflections haunt my days. Every man I've slain is the price I pay. Endless pain. Close your eyes and spare yourself the view. How could I hurt you? I'm just a man who's trying to go home, even after all the years away from what I've known. I'm just a man who's fighting for his life. Deep down I would trade the world to see my son and wife. I'm just a man. But when does a comet become a meteor? When does a candle become a blaze? When does a man become a monster? When does a ripple become a tidal wave? When does the reason become the blame? When does a man become a monster? When does a comet become a meteor? When does a candle become a blaze? When does a man become a monster? When does a man become a monster? I'm just a man.
What would you do if you felt that it would protect your loved ones? What lines of your own moral code would you cross? And how much of yourself can you give up before you are no longer you? So today's sermon is based around that song, and the topic comes to us from the Bercu family, especially graduating senior Eileen Bercu. They won we had a fundraiser in May, and one of the things that was auctioned off was, I said, you get to choose a topic for a sermon. And so this is what Eileen and the rest of the Bercus chose. Nice, easy topic for me to preach on. Thanks for that. So one of the really cool things about the internet having been invented is that it has given a platform for artists to share their art worldwide, outside of the usual ways, often involving capitalism, that they have been restricted to before. And that's what happened with Epic the Musical. You have this composer, and he took the story of Odysseus, drawing from the Odyssey, but also the other different things in Greek mythology, because there's different versions of this story. And he drew from that, and he created a full musical score. It's over 2 hours of songs. And he began sharing these on social media. And what's also cool about the internet is not only can the internet be used to promote art, it can be a part of the art itself. And that's what happened with this. Other people, fans of this music that he was creating, began auditioning on TikTok to be able to sing these songs. And so he wound up with this masterpiece. It has not yet ever been staged, as far as I know, but there is lots of hope that it will be. And I would encourage you, you can go to YouTube, put in Epic the Musical, and you can watch the whole thing. There are some fans and others who have done art to go along with these pretty powerful songs. So I'm not going to retell all of the Odyssey. It's a very, very long story, as those of us who had to read it in, high school English can remember. This particular part, though, is what the Bercus wanted me to focus on. This part where, again, the god Zeus has come to Odysseus and said that this baby, Astyanax, these Greek names, is going to do this in the future. And so what is he going to do? Spoiler alert, in this version, the baby is thrown off of a wall. He does kill the baby. I think that it is a good time to talk about the themes in that song, to talk about this whole idea of when does a person become a monster. We are living in very difficult times, as we saw yesterday. On one hand, we saw people coming out, millions they are saying, to support the whole idea of democracy, but we also got the news that someone went with an intent to kill democratic lawmakers and succeeded with one of those families. And so what does it mean for us to live in this time? What is our responsibility? If we can somehow predict the future, and there are so many voices trying to do just that, what is our duty? You know, in other religions, especially conservative Christianity, if you are to hear a pastor say something about, I am worried about your eternal souls, it would not be surprising. It may be a little bit more surprising to hear, I worry about that too. Maybe not the eternal part. I don't know what. I'm not willing to commit to anything that happens after death. But Unitarian Universalist minister A. Powell Davies said long ago that the whole purpose of life, the whole thing about life is that it is a chance for us to grow a soul. I worry. For me too. How are our souls growing right now? We know that if a tree grows up, we've seen those pictures, right, of like a tree and it's a little sapling, but there's, an old rusted out car, and we see how it will grow around that. How are our souls growing around the events of today? Nietzsche said this. He said, "He who fights with monsters might take care lest he thereby become a monster. And if you gaze for long into an abyss, the abyss gazes also into you." What are your core values? What is your moral code? And what are the things that would make you transgress that code? It would be easy, and I suppose it is easy in easier times, to just be able to say, I never would. I never would. I have my moral code and I live by it. One thing that we often talk about here is that the most difficult decisions that we will ever have to make are if we have two core values that crash into each other and we can't live out both. And we have to prioritize one over the other. But I think that knowing what that core moral code is, that at least gives us a chance to pause and to make a decision to say, yes, I am going to go against this core part of who I am because I believe that this other thing is more important right now. There are so many different questions. Are you a pacifist? Do you believe in a just war? Are you for nonviolence? Do you believe that in extreme times, the ends justify the means? These are questions we have to be clear about so that when we are faced with one of those hard decisions, we are not reacting out of anxiety or fear. We are making a clear-eyed decision, no matter how difficult it may be. So, speaking of the Greeks, there is this philosophical idea going back to their time called the ship of Theseus. And it's this. Imagine that there is this, ancient ship, and you have moved it. You want to keep it for posterity, for whatever reason. As it is decaying, you replace it board by board. At what point is it no longer the original ship? Is it something completely different? What are the parts of you that if you were to get rid of them, if you were to transgress them, at a certain point you would no longer be you? I don't think it's an easy question, and I'm not here to provide easy answers, because we Unitarian Universalists also believe that, in the words of James Luther Adams, that revelation is continuous. We are going to continue to grow and to learn and to have new ideas. Those who are over 20 years old, have you changed your ideas about some things in your life? Right. We grow and we change. I think the best that we can do is to be very clear about what we are changing and to be aware of how it changes us and what are the sacrifices that we are making. So Thomas Paine, I won't call him a Unitarian, but he absolutely ran around with Unitarians. He shaped our country more than I think most people know. He's the one who wrote Common Sense. He was a pamphleteer during the American Revolution. And in December of 1776, he wrote this. He said, "These are the times that try men's souls." I imagine that we have all most of us have heard this quote before, right? And we've heard it so often that it kind of stops having meaning. Perhaps we just think of it as saying something like, these are the times that try our souls, in terms of it's hard, and it is hard. I think we should go back to that word try. It means trial. If you were on trial, if your soul was on trial, what would the verdict be? And I'm not talking about some sort of God, some sort of punishing God or rewarding God. I'm not talking even about the opinions of people who you trust. The biggest thing is to know what our values are and to live in alignment with those. Now, in this story, Odysseus gets this vision of the god Zeus, and we, based in reason, can feel smug about anyone who would take action based on the vision of a god, whether it is the God of Abraham or the god Zeus. And we can say, and rightly so, if your God is telling you to kill a baby, find a new God. We can say that for a lot of different things that people feel guided in their God to do. But let's get real. In this story, Odysseus is trying, but if we are listening to Timothy Schneider and Heather Cox Richardson, other talking heads that we support, Rachel Maddow, if they are predicting the future, it's still just a prediction. How many of us right now are carrying, I know that I am, are carrying the burden of worry that we are going to look back at this moment and go, that, right then, that was when we could still do something. Why didn't I do that thing? Who else is carrying that burden right now. And we're not wrong for carrying that burden. And again, we need to find people historians and good journalists, and those who can give us as much data as is possible. But at the end of the day, it is a prediction. Knowing what your moral code is key to making the decisions about what is worth transgressing that code. Please join me in a moment of reflection in words and silence. And if you're comfortable doing so, and if it helps you to go inward, please close your eyes. The Chinese philosopher Lao Tzu is credited with these words: watch your thoughts, they become your words. Watch your words, they become your actions. Watch your actions, they become your habits. Watch your habits, they become your character. Watch your character, it becomes your destiny. In our faith of Unitarian Universalism, we say that love is at the core of all that we do. What does that mean to you when you are faced with evil? What does love is the core of our faith? What does that mean to you when we are witnessing unnecessary cruelty to other people around the world and in our own country, and when we see people who we work with, our neighbors, even our family, cheering that on? Watch your thoughts, they become your words. And all of this becomes your destiny. And let's hold that in silence for one moment. Amen, and blessed be.
We are the tradition of the Free Church. Our church and our community outreach are supported not from an outside source, but from within. We invite you to make a financial contribution to help sustain this church's vital work, knowing that every gift, large or small, is appreciated and carefully used in service to our mission. The QR code or text information for donations is available at the back of the seat pocket. If you would like to donate via credit card, Apple, or Google Pay, someone from stewardship will meet you at near the kitchen. As the ushers come forward to receive the offering, I invite you to say these words with me. We are building beloved community with our labor and with our treasure. With gratitude, we receive the offering. May it help us to fulfill our mission in the world.
Desperado, why don't you come to your senses? You've been out riding fences for so long now. Well, you're a hard one. I know that you've got your reason. These things that are pleasing you have hurt you somehow.
Don't you throw the queen of diamonds, boy. She'll beat you if you're able. You know the queen of hearts is always your best bet. Now it seems to me some fine things have been laid upon your table, but you only want the ones that you can get. Desperado,
oh, you ain't getting no younger. Your pain and your hunger, they're driving you home. And freedom, oh freedom, well that's just some people talking. Your prison is walking through this world all alone.
don't your feet get cold in the wintertime? The sky won't snow and the sun won't shine. It's hard to tell the nighttime from the day. You're losing all your highs and lows. Ain't it funny how the feeling goes away? Desperado,
why don't you come to your senses? Come down from your fences and open the gate. It may be raining, but there's a rainbow above you. You better let somebody love you.
let somebody love you.
You better let somebody love you before it's too late.
Being clear about our moral code is, on one hand, a very individual decision. We are not going to all share the same moral code, the same priorities, the same understanding of what we would do in hard decisions. We live very different lives. If you are a soldier, if you're a police officer, if you are a social worker, if you are a teacher, we all have different things that we are doing and different choices that we have to make. And so, of course, we are not going to be in consensus. We are probably not even going to be in consensus in our own homes with the other members of our family. But that doesn't mean that we have to do this work alone. So we got some questions out there on the table for you, and I encourage us to do this hard thinking together and be willing to be vulnerable, to share and say, here is what I think I would be willing to do, and here is the thing, here is the line I could not cross. It is good to be a community together. Go in peace.
I'm going to be thinking about the value of transformation a lot after this sermon. Here are some ways for you to connect today after the service as we learn and grow together. So we have some changes to the lineup, just letting you know. If you were planning to do The Simpsons, they caught a cold, they're not here, so we're not having The Simpsons today because literally the facilitator has a cold. But I invite you, since you were going to go listen to The Simpsons and talk about social justice, to join the Jedi team in the library as they make plans for our justice work going forward. Also, we have UU Maker Space for all ages in room 205 upstairs. Come get creative. Find some joy. We're going to build things and explore our values. We also have Bring Your Own Breath, which is spiritual practices in room 208. And did I miss anything? Anybody? And new members. And the new members are meeting in the fellowship hall. There you go. You have a lot of things to engage in today. So I would say that whatever you choose, we invite you to get connected in this community and empower dreams and encourage growth and embrace joy, because there's always a place for you here.
I invite you to rise as you are able and willing for our closing hymn, number 1031, Filled with Loving Kindness, and remain standing for the extinguishing of our chalice.
Be filled with loving kindness. May I be well. May I be filled with loving kindness. May I be well. May I be peaceful and at ease. May I be whole. May you be filled with loving kindness. May you be well. May you be filled with loving kindness. May you be well. May you be peaceful and at ease. May you be whole. May we be filled with loving kindness. May we be well. May we be filled with loving kindness. May we be well. May we be peaceful and at ease. May we be whole.
Please come back to the chalice, Nova and Alexander, and let us say these words to each other. We extinguish the flame here, that it might glow gently in our hearts. May it light your path as you leave this place. May it guide your way until we are together again. Please be seated. Good job, guys. It has been a gift to be together today. Thank you to today's home team who provided hospitality and worship and tech leadership: Eileen, Joel, Mark, Nancy, Louise, Dawn, and Cassandra. Many thanks to our musicians, too. Let's continue that hospitality by spending the next 5 minutes, well, actually after the postlude, talking with someone we don't know. Members, be sure to introduce yourself to any first-time visitors we have. They're the ones with the handwritten name tags. Show them where the visitors' table is and where the coffee is. And may we all know the blessings of fellowship. Please stay seated for the postlude.
My grandmother had 3 sons. She dreamed about her children's children. Then came 1941. Only one son would see the war end. Joseph died marching in Bataan. Frank on the sands of Iwo Jima, the day the bomb destroyed Japan. She thanked God and Harry Truman. She blamed the godless Japanese for having crushed her sweetest dreams. 1,000 candles for my sons. Every day I will remember. In Illinois, far from her past, Miss Nakamura still remembers. She was 6 when she saw the flash that turned the world to smoke and ashes. Mother taught her daughter well, run from the fire to the river. There she found a living hell, but not a mother or a father. Though she survived with just a scrape, her family vanished into space. 1,000 sons, 1,000 cranes. Every day I will remember. My grandmother had 3 sons. She never dreamed she'd have a daughter. But at the age of 81, she met a nurse named Nakamura. Was a question only meant to make some talk and pass the hours about a picture by the bed, a photograph of 2 young soldiers. Now hate and anger stored for years have slowly melted into tears. 1,000 candles, 1,000 cranes. Every day I will remember. I've a picture in my mind of 2 women slowly walking on August 6, 1985, walking to church to light a candle. Once they asked me to explain why grown men play such foolish games. 1,000 candles, 1,000 cranes. Every day I will remember.
You made it.
Yeah.